Hi everyone, in my presentation today I will take you through the unit Unit 3 Utilization of the National Textbook and Teacher Manual Module 3-2 Students' Way of Learning from the National Textbook, and I will be basically looking at the Science National Textbook. This module 3-2 has two objectives. By the end of this module, the participants will be able to 1. Give examples of how students' knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes are improved in the lesson by studying the teacher manuals. And 2. Identify the relationship between knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes in the assessment. Before we proceed into our session, we have an ice-breaking activity. As you can see on the screen, we have our local fruits, which are watermelon, papaya, banana, and rambutan. This song is about fruits. Join in with me as we do this action. Let's all arise and sing.
Watermelon, watermelon, papaya, papaya, banana papaya, banana papaya, rambutan, rambutan.
Welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the action song. In the action song, it's not only about learning the names of the fruits, but it is also about learning different skills, and that is what science is all about. It is not only about knowledge, but skills and other things. Our introduction question to this session reads, what should we learn in school? And so, apart from knowledge, what competencies do students also need to learn that can be assessed during the lesson? 1. It is knowledge. 2. Skills. And 3. Values and attitude. In the science syllabus relating to knowledge, it states 3 aims, which are: prepare students towards using scientific knowledge and methods and to solve problems in daily situations. Provide students with basic scientific concepts to help them understand themselves and the world around them. Provide students with practical experiences in understanding the importance of sustainable development practice in their own environment. Now I will refer you to your grade 4 textbook, and the topic is 3-1, lesson 2, titled Property of Air 1. Let's find out how knowledge is imparted in this lesson. Scientific knowledge, terms, concepts, and methods. Air takes up space is the science concept and knowledge studied in this lesson. They also learn the term volume in this lesson. Students learn method of experiment to be done carefully by putting a cup upside down. The activity shows scientific method. Also, summary describes scientific concept, terms, and knowledge to study in this lesson. Another example of knowledge imparted in science lesson, which would relate to students' daily experience, you will find in the grade 4 textbook, which I will refer you to. It's topic 10-1, lesson 7, topic Keep Water Clean. Understanding the importance of sustainable development practiced in their own environment. In this lesson, students learn about good practices of preventing water pollution and think about how they can act in their daily life. Participants, the next component is learning science. In learning science is skills. The aim of science in syllabus related to skills, there are 2 aims, which reads: 1. provide students with opportunities to develop skills, habits of mind, and attitudes necessary for scientific inquiry. 2. Prepare students towards using scientific knowledge and methods and to solve problems in their daily situation. Aims of science in the syllabus also related to skills also emphasizes on the basic scientific processes skills that are involved in the textbook content, for example, observing, classifying, communicating, measuring, inferring, and predicting. Participants, I have an exercise for you to do. So if you can get into pairs, and I would like to ask you to refer to the grade 4 textbook, topic 3-1, lesson 2, property of air 1, and discuss what kind of science process skills are used in this lesson and when do students apply these skills. Welcome back. I hope you have answered this well with your friends. Let's confirm our answers. Students are asked to predict the answer of tissues before experimenting. Then they observe during the experiment if the tissue gets wet or not. They record the result and infer as to why the tissue did not get wet and communicate with each other their findings. The process skills are fostered by doing activities. The key questions also help students to predict. Participants in this lesson sample, also you can see that students are able to solve problems in daily situations. For example, students are asked to think about the result of the experiment so that they can understand the concepts that air occupies space. They are also asked to think about the examples of how air takes up space around them so they understand how the concept is utilized in their daily life. They think about results of experiment and connect it to how air takes up space around them. Participants, let's now proceed with the third component, which is values and attitudes. Aims of science related to values and attitudes. There are 3 aims. 1. Provide students with opportunity to develop skills, habits of mind, and attitudes necessary for scientific inquiry. 2. Provide students with experiences which build on their interest in and stimulates their curiosity about the environment. And lastly, provide students with opportunity to learn about and appreciate the interdependence of all living things in the environment. In science lesson, it also develops students' habits and minds and attitudes necessary to science inquiry. Students may wonder why the paper did not get wet. It makes students to have habit of mind and attitude to find the answer and scientific facts, truth and reasoning. And also, science lesson builds interest and curiosity by giving experiments. Students are interested in and curious about the results of science experiment. After they know the result, they are also curious on why the tissue did not get wet, which makes students to be interested in studying science. Participants, another sample of values and attitudes in the science lesson, which I will refer you to the textbook, or you can also refer to your teacher manual in grade 4, topic 1-1, lesson 3, people and living things. In this lesson, students learn that people depend on living things for food and material, for housing, etc. So, they will appreciate the living things provided for them. Therefore, in relation to assessment, teachers should assess students in all aspects of learning. Knowledge, skills, and attitudes and values should be learned by students. Teachers should assess students from 3 points of view. 1. Knowledge is based on the core scientific knowledge of the content of the lesson. 2. Skills and process is to identify that students know the scientific process and they can follow the instructions in science activities and use the science instrument properly. And the third, attitudes and values. Identify students' interest in participating, accepting the responsibility in the class, and cooperating with their classmates. It also identifies how students value and appreciate scientific phenomena in the world. A sample of assessing a science lesson in grade 4 on topic 3-1, lesson property of air. There are 4 points to be assessed. Students will be able to 1. Predict the result of experiment and observe what happens. Okay, what does it come under? It comes under skills. Do experiment to confirm experiment. The skills is being assessed. Third, give examples of air takes up space is knowledge, and show respect and appreciate other classmates' effort is attitudes and values. An exercise for you to identify the 3 points of view in the assessment described in a teacher manual of grade 3. Chapter is light, topic 7-1, lesson 8, light reflection. You have 3 assessment points, 1, 2, and 3, and you will identify which type of assessment do they come under. Participants, to sum up our session on module 3-2, Students' Way of Learning Through Science National Textbook, we have our summary points. Knowledge. To obtain knowledge is one of the foundation of learning science. Based on known knowledge, students can learn further contents in science. Skills. By learning science process skills, students can connect the scientific thinking and solve problems in their daily life. Values and attitudes. After students understand value and have positive attitude to science, they can enjoy studying science and they will like it. If they have habits to connect the question in daily life to science, they can be interested in learning science and they can find ways to solve daily problems through scientific thinking. When they value living things in their environment, they will appreciate them and take responsibility in protecting them. Knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes are related to assessment. Thank you, everyone. This brings us to the end of our session. You have a good day.